Hi there, this is Joe from SquareXO, and this is SquareXO episode 94. Don't forget you can follow us at twitter.com/square_XO, instagram.com/SquareXO podcast, podbean.com, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, our podcast services too, and on facebook.com/SquareXO. There's so many places. Joanne's in Water on YouTube, and did I say Patreon? Or if I didn't, make sure you check it at patreon.com/SquareXO as well. Today we're joined by Nick and Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello.
And we're going to get on with the gaming news. Okay, right. Welcome everyone. We got there eventually after a rough start. Okay, so we're just going to fly into game news. There's not really much to talk about. Remember, you can check out SquareXO on the news, which you probably do if you've subscribed to us on the Podbean anyway, because it'll go live to your feed every day. So all the game news is on there anyway. But we'll just go over some of it, including Google's gaming streaming service, which is to be revealed next month. What do you think about that? Google doing a new streaming service, which apparently it's going to work on Chrome and Chromecast. And the beta tested it with Assassin's Creed, and the people who tested it got to keep Assassin's Creed. But what do you think of that? The fact that they're testing AAA games on things like Chrome and Chromecast?
I think it's lovely that they're trying it, but I remain skeptical about how well it's going to work.
When they say Chrome, I wonder if they mean like Chrome everywhere, like Chrome on phones and stuff, so you can stream on your phone.
Yeah.
I mean, is that what it means? Or is it just on desktop? I don't really know. What do you think? It's anyway, Google's calling it's Netflix for games anyway, like they all seem to call it that, don't they? Microsoft calling theirs that as well. But Microsoft is actually allowing people to stream AAA games on their phone. So, I mean, if you think Microsoft are doing it, then I'm almost certain that you'll be able to stream Google on your phone as well, surely? Would you not?
You'd think, but...
Because Google's the kind of... Google and Apple are kind of like the phone pioneers, aren't they? So, I mean, it could be quite interesting if proper gaming, see, I say proper gaming instead of mobile gaming, proper gaming, I'm talking right here. If proper gaming sort of starts going onto phones and it works really, really well, then it could really impact console sales, don't you think, in the future?
If it works well and people have good enough hardware to support it, yeah, but I don't think it's ever going to take off to the point where it's going to be a console. The best hardware that most people will have outside of their consoles is going to be phones. And the size of the phone screen compared to a TV just means you're never going to play Assassin's Creed on it, not properly anyway. Just taking...
Because, I mean, realistically, you can use a Bluetooth controller with your phone. So you can use a DualShock with your phone, for instance, and you can sort of stream, you can cast your phone to the big screen. Can't you? So
if you've got the right phone and the right screen, yeah.
Yeah, but most people's phones cast to a screen now, do they not? I would think.
Couldn't tell you. And if they could, I don't think most people would be able to tell you whether or not their phones could do it, just because most people won't need to. I mean, my phone probably does it. Never tried it. Emphasis on probably does it, because I honestly don't know.
Mine does.
I don't think mine does. I've got the iPhone 7 Plus, and as far as I know, it won't connect to my TV because that's like Samsung. So they're like, nope, not at all, not allowed.
Yeah, the limiting factor here would be my TV, which is pretty new. It's got Netflix built in, so it could probably deal with it. But
yeah, see, I think with Apple you need what's it called, iPlay or something. I can't remember what it's called, but you need an iTV, Apple TV, and then you can cast your phone to your TV through Apple TV. But with like a Google phone, they all do it because an Android phone, because you can use I can't remember what it's called, Screencast or something, but it's sort of built into Android, so it lets you cast to any screen. So like my phone's a Samsung Galaxy anyway, so I've got Samsung TV, so they kind of play nice together anyway. But it just made me think that even if you could just play games on your AAA games on your screen, it's still something. People could like that if it works. But I mean, I guess we're just going to need to see if it works. There's nothing, nobody really knows. I mean, we've got PS Now, Project xCloud, which Microsoft's bringing that'll let you play on your phone apparently anywhere you go. And obviously, if you've got a Bluetooth controller, like a Bluetooth Xbox controller, and you sort of link that up to your phone, and they bring out a wee stand so that you put your phone in the wee stand, and the other half of the stand connects to the controller. So it's almost like you've got a portable device in your hand, and you're able to play the same games with the servers taking the sort of brunt of the processing power. So it doesn't.
I don't know about
matter.
you guys, but for that I would need one hell of a battery pack, because my phone lasts me about a day if I'm not using it particularly heavily. If I dare try and do games on it, like I've got Hearthstone, I try it, like it's just not gonna. That's just something that I definitely
think
need.
that's a very good point, because my phone doesn't seem to, I mean, even though, what have I got? A Samsung Galaxy S9 I think I've got, and the batteries to me is rubbish, because I'm quite a heavy phone user. I can't use mine mostly for internet, and it never lasts me a day. It's a battery all the time. I'm constantly, every chance I get, I'm charging it. So if I'm in the car for 5 minutes, plug it in, or if I'm home for an hour, I'll put it on the stand just to make sure that it lasts the day. So I think that's a very good point. Maybe that's something they've not really thought about very well, eh?
I think, if you've got something like the Razer phone, I think you're sitting pretty. You kind of sat there going, yeah, this is going to be great. But I think, my phone's not particularly old, but I know that for a fact I would not want to play video games on it. It would just die.
Yeah.
Even if your phone does support, even if your phone is new and has a new battery and all's fair and well there, the fact that your phone is just going to massively overheat while playing these games will knacker your battery in the long run. So, yeah. I don't see it working at the moment.
I never even thought of the phone battery issue, and it never came to mind there. Okay.
I think it's an interesting idea. I just think we need to see it in practice, and kind of, I think that's the only way we'll figure out what these hurdles are going to be is they kind of release it and we go, right, what could we do to make this work better? Well, not us, them. That's their job. Their job to make it work, but yeah.
Right, okay. Next, Dreams is getting a early access beta, but it's got a paid for beta. This is coming in, I think it was June or something. It's a bit, it's like they're releasing the game early, but it won't be the full game to begin with. And it gives people a chance to pay to get in for about 25 quid or something, but apparently it's going to be really limited access. So I don't know if that means it will only be on the store for until it sells, say, 1,000 copies or 10,000 copies, or if it will only be on the store for, let's say, 2 days or whatever. I mean, I don't know what they mean by limited access. But I imagine if you buy it when it's cheap, you'll probably get the full game, if you know what I mean. So you'll be buying it to get in early, but then it probably means that if you want to take advantage of that, you'll end up getting upgraded to the full game. That's the feeling I get. But it's just
a very important question, that, isn't it? If you spend 25 quid on getting into the beta, does that give you the whole game with it, or are you just spending 25 quid to get into the beta?
It's something interesting, no, but it did say they'll be adding more and more features over time, so it'd be quite interesting to know if that is the case. But yeah, so yeah, there we go. So that's quite an interesting move, I guess. If anybody's interested in it, I guess the people who would be mostly interested are the ones who want to build content. Maybe that's why they're doing it, test it out, but also get the people who are really interested to build the content as well. So yeah, so that's that. Another thing I want to talk about was just review scores quickly, because Anthem's been released, obviously. That's currently sitting on a Metacritic score of 61. Literally just before we posted this podcast, I posted up our review for Anthem, we reviewed it based on our first 10 hours with it, so we'll probably revisit it at some point. But our score was 70 or 7 out of 10 at the moment. So yeah, 61 it's sitting on otherwise. Seb, I read Seb's review. He says the criticism of it's a little bit harsh, and he reckons it's just one of these games that's going to get better over time the more it's supported, sort of thing. Which I guess, sorry, I was just going to say, I guess that's fair what Seb says, because of the type of game it is, it will get better over time. Do you not think this is where review scores are kind of let down, really, with these games, which is kind of like a constantly updated game, isn't it? Anthem. It's not like a Last of Us or whatever. It's a game that's going to evolve, isn't it?
Yeah, I do think the score lets it down, but that is because what I've heard. I haven't played Anthem, full disclosure there. I was gonna pick it up at release, but the people that I know that played it ahead of that basically got me to cancel my pre-order because of what they were saying. The first update for it has knackered, just bricked the game for so many people. They can't get on, they can't play the thing at all, which should lower the review score there, because the people that are playing it and reviewing it after that release is going to be, this is an unplayable mess. If I can't get on to play it, I can't say anything good about the game. Don't go out and buy this because it's rubbish, basically. If it's like game as a service where the quality of the service is constantly fluctuating, then yeah, you've got a problem. No review score is ever going to be realistic or reflective of what the thing actually offers you. What you would hope is that they won't actually have huge fluctuations in quality of service there. You wouldn't get the first patch of a game absolutely bricking it. So I think Anthem's going to be an outlier there. It's going to take a good maybe 2 or 3 months before things get stable, and then it'd be worth looking at again. Yeah. In the meantime, it's impossible to say.
Yeah. So I've also not played it yet. Again, I've kind of not picking it up purely on what a lot of my friends have said. But my thing is, you're paying kind of 50 odd quid for this game, and they've released it and it's broken. And I get, there's always going to be, bugs with the game when they're kind of that kind of size. I think just what puts me off as a little bit is, you're paying this much money for this game, and they've almost rushed to get it out a little bit. And again, I can't speak from personal experience. I haven't played it. I will. I'm probably going to wait for a couple of maybe months until it's patched. But for me, it leaves a little bit of like a sour taste in my mouth that they're like, here's this game. It's not finished, but here you go. You can give us full price for it. I think, especially after the VIP kind of early access that they were calling it, they should have just done a beta much earlier, and then kind of maybe the problems that we are coming across now, or people are coming across, they could maybe have kind of fixed. I'm not one to go on a witch hunt, but I just feel it's a little bit of a shame.
Yeah. I was super excited for this game, and the fact that I've gone and cancelled my pre-order is just, I've been talking about this thing for months. It's just so disappointing.
I'd pretty kill this, to be honest. It's just not my type of game. I steer clear of any game like Anthem, Destiny, not interested really. So, I mean, because it's just nothing. It's just a time thing for me with those type of games. I don't really achieve anything in them, so I don't really see the point. It's just like, I could sit here for hours doing the same thing over and over again, but now I'm not really bothered.
You have clearly never played World of Warcraft.
Well, I did play EverQuest, and I got hooked on that, which is quite a similar game to World of Warcraft, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, loved EverQuest, but I just literally had to stop myself playing it because I was just sitting there all evening ignoring everyone for hours and hours, and I thought, nah, I can't.
Sounds familiar. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Oh dear.
And I thought to myself, no, can't do it anymore. It's such a good game, EverQuest. Though I absolutely loved it because it's just my sort of thing, like sort of Skyrim type fantasy thing. Oh, it's so good. But no,
if nobody hears from anything off SquareXO or Joe for the next few weeks, you know exactly where he's going to be.
Nah, I stopped myself playing that. I would never go back to that again. No, it's too addictive.
That's what drug addicts say, and then fortunately.
Well, to be fair, the last time I played it was about 19 years ago, so I think I'm
wow,
alright
okay.
now. Going cold turkey in that for 19 years. Okay, other review scores for recently released games was like Dirt Rally 2.0, which got 86 so far. Metro Exodus, which we obviously reviewed, was 82. Crackdown 3 was 57, sorry. So that's dropped down a bit. I'm sure we mentioned that before, but it's way down at 57 now. And Far Cry is at 73. I think Crackdown's got lower. I swear it was higher than 57. Jeez, that's got really low.
Yeah, I've not heard many good things about this game, and what I have heard that's good has come from the Parius, so...
Yeah, it's not really that good. I've had enough of it now, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've completed it, and I think the only reason my score was so high is because I went in with such low expectations that I was like, oh, I'm actually quite enjoying this, fair enough. So I maybe was a little bit too kind to it, because I was like, sorry, I thought you were going to be really rubbish. You're only moderately rubbish. Yay.
Yeah, I wasn't sure in my score. See, I was between 7 and 8, and I think I gave it an 8. But I think now I would probably put that down to 7.
See, I was between 3 or 4 out of 5, which obviously kind of it's a big jump up. So I went for 4. I probably should have gone for 3, but hindsight is a wonderful thing.
But at the time, I don't often change my scores, so change my mind on scores. So I'll stick to 8. I won't change my mind. Okay, I'm not going. I'll stick to 8. I'm sticking, not moving.
Yeah.
Right, so there's no charts because we talked about them last week because we recorded on a Monday, so I'm not going to talk about them. So instead, we're going to talk about our topic, which this week is to do. Well, it's kind of to do with Xbox. I guess we can bring Sony into it as well, but it's just because there's been rumours, which was a news story, that Xbox is going to reveal 2 consoles next at E3. One's going to be Lockhart, which is a digital-only console, basically, that runs at 1080p native. And the other one's... what was the name of the other one? Anaconda, which is like a more powerful version with a disk drive that apparently runs at 4K native. So one will be cheaper, obviously, and one will be more expensive, as these things work. I don't believe it, personally. But, I mean, the topic basically is what can Microsoft do to sort of stand out from the crowd in the next generation. But before we talk about that, I just wanted to talk about these 2 consoles because, I mean, do you believe they would release a digital-only one that only runs at 1080p?
Yes, but not at launch.
I just don't. That's so confusing. And what would be the point? You've already got the Xbox One X. You've got the Xbox. They say the Xbox One can't really reach 1080p most times, so we'll leave that out of the equation. But you've got the Xbox One X, which is apparently a 4K native machine. So why would you want a sort of war machine? Surely, if Microsoft releases a new console, the price of Xbox One X will crash anyway. Will it not? So therefore, why would you want a cheaper version of the new Xbox when the Xbox One X will be able to run at 4K and play the same games? I don't really understand. Am I being thick or something?
I mean, it could be that they're trying to get people who are kind of anti-Xbox to kind of jump on board. Because if you are looking at a new console, and when the PS4 and Xbox One originally came out, the Xbox One was, I think it was 80 quid more expensive because it had the Kinect with it, and that definitely swayed a lot of people. So maybe this time around they're going, right, if we do a cheap one, people might just pick it up. I mean, I know it's still probably going to be quite a bit of money, but will they just pick it up on the off chance and give it a go if it's cheaper than the PS5 or whatever it's going to be called?
Yeah, it's true. And I suppose another excuse I've heard is that apparently both consoles have 8 cores, and one's got like 4 teraflops or something. The other one's got 12. But the cheaper,
12?
Yeah, the cheaper one is apparently better in terms of performance than even an Xbox One X in terms of being able to have more things on the screen now with the frame rate, because of the cores it's got, because it's got 8 cores and like 4 teraflops, whatever. Then apparently that will make it more able to handle a bit, having a better frame rate compared to the X. So maybe that's what people are thinking. But I just don't see it. I don't see. I can see them releasing a digital only console and a more powerful console, but I can't really see them releasing two that are so far apart in terms of specs, because it seems a bit silly to me. I don't know why you would want to do that, because it's just confusing the market. I mean, you're releasing a new console, but one's a lot more powerful. One's a lot less powerful than the other one, and it's a bit strange, isn't it? It's a bit of a strange way. I mean, if you're going to release a new console, you want to make sure you buy the best one. Or no, I would anyway. I don't know about other people.
I'm with you on this, because releasing 2 consoles at launch just seems daft to me, because the Pro version is generally released, a year or 2 later once they've ironed out all of the problems. If you release them both at the same time, they're both going to have their own sets of problems that you've then got to iron out and release Pro versions of each.
Yeah, and then eventually one of them's going to die, because that's just what happens when they release 2 consoles at once. It's happened plenty in the past, hasn't it? With what was it, the Xbox 360? Didn't they release 2 versions of that?
Yeah, one of them's going to be too much of a pain in the ass to keep up with. The whether that's the devs don't want to code for it because it's just too much of a hassle, or Microsoft think that it's too much of a pain continuing to support something when they have a better version of the same thing. Yeah. I don't see this being a realistic option personally.
Yeah, I don't, because I mean, imagine they're making a game and they're making a game based on the fact that it's got 12 teraflops or whatever, but the other ones only get 4. They're having to sort of downgrade games, aren't they? If they want to run both, they have to downgrade them. So why would you want to do that? Or would you have to work on both and release a patch for the other one? It just becomes stupid, I think. Just release one bloody console, don't release 2.
I mean, I think it is a stupid idea, but I do think if it is true, it does come down to accessibility. Because as much as, you said that you want to go for the best, I'm exactly the same, but we're not, or at least I wouldn't, as like a normal gamer, I play like a lot, and I play things when they first come out, and I want them to be in 4K. But your kind of average Joe, as it were, maybe isn't that bothered by that.
They just want the best value for money, not necessarily the best graphics. Yeah. And
maybe I've got a bit of it because obviously I work in that kind of industry, and I see it. People just come in and they want, how cheap can I get this? How, I want the cheapest option, but I want something that can play this game, and that could be a reason. Again, I'm not saying it's a good idea. I don't think it is, but it yeah.
But they come in and ask you that. They won't come in and ask you that because the cheaper one's a digital only console. So, so if they buy that console, be another thing, isn't it? Then it's got, you can't put your disc. Imagine trying to explain to people they can't put their discs in it, because I imagine you have a lot of people saying to you, "Oh, well, that's good. I'll take this game." And you go, "No, you can't put that in there. It doesn't take this." And they'll be going, "What? How dare you say I can't put this in it?"
That's stressing me out just thinking about it.
Exactly.
Everyone wants back compatibility, don't they? If you think about the Xbox One when that first came out, when they went, "Oh no, you can't play your 360 games. If you want to do that, just buy a 360." No one was really happy with that. They then spent forever trying to make things back compatible on the Xbox, and every time they go on about it like it's the best thing since sliced bread. If you get rid of the disc tray entirely, I mean, maybe they'll have a way to say, look, if you can prove you have the disc, we'll give you a code, you can download it that way. If they were to put the effort into doing that, that would work. But taking away that back compatibility for people, I don't think it's a great idea. I think they've been stung by it enough in the past. I'd be apprehensive to do it again.
Yeah, then I mean, they'll take away the backwards compatibility. I guess it would be took away sort of if they never had the disc, and unless they just, I don't know, unless they went off your, what do you call it, your achievement list or something, like you play the games that way. I don't know how they would do it, but okay. apparently Sony's sort of working on something quite clever. I've seen a patent for it that it tricks for the PS5. It would trick the machine into thinking it's the console for whatever disc you put in. So if you put in a PS3 disc, it'll trick it into thinking it's a PS3 and it'll play the PS3 game. Or if you put in a PS4 disc or a PS2 or a PS1, it'll just trick it into thinking it's that console and it'll start playing the game. I mean, if they've managed to figure out something like that, that's amazing, isn't it?
Emulating based on the first line of code, yeah. That would be... It'd be nifty if it works.
I've got a ton of PS3 games. I've got a ton of PS4 games. I don't have any. I've only got one PS2 game on this, and I don't have any PS1 games. So, I mean, like, I wouldn't be able to. It wouldn't come in much use to me, but it'd still be pretty cool if you could get them digitally and stuff. If that worked, and then you could buy. They just released their whole back catalogue for PS1, 2, 3, 4 on the store. Then it'd be pretty awesome if you didn't own them already, just to be able to go buy all those games again. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty clever. I mean, so let's just get your topic in. What do you think Microsoft can do to sort of stand out? What do you think is needed? Because obviously they seem to be taking a different approach already. You can kind of see their approach at the moment, where it's kind of cloud-based approach, really, and service-based approach. Got Xbox Game Pass and things like Project X Cloud. But what do you think really they need to do to stand out and make up for what's been a bit of a disappointing generation for them, really?
So I think, I mean, for me personally, it's not even about the hardware. I think they just need some games. They just need to really focus, and like they've got obviously Gears 5, you've got Halo Infinite, was it called, or Halo Infinity. I think if they focus on their exclusives and they really do well at that, they could do a big pullback. And because, you know, as much as the One X is the most powerful console, for me, I've got a One S. I haven't upgraded because there's nothing that's pulling me to it. There's nothing that I'm like, ooh, I have to get an X because I want to play, you know, this game in 4K. I'm just kind of gone, oh yeah, there's a good console there, but my PS4's got all of its, you know, great titles. So you just stay there, One X, but that for me would be the big thing. But I think that's, I've seen a lot of people have the same kind of opinion on that as well.
Yeah, you just hit the nail on the head. Why I don't have an X either, because I mean, I'd normally be first to go and buy new consoles just because it's exciting. But then I just thought to myself, what's the point? PlayStation 4 has all the games. Microsoft doesn't really have any.
No.
Why?
I mean, the second Gears 5 comes out, I will get a One X. I will happily pay the money for it because I'm a big Gears of War fan. But if there's nothing, like, I was excited for Scalebound, and then they kind of axed that. There was the new Fable that was coming, and that got, and I know that's not necessarily Microsoft's fault, but they had all these really cool exclusives that are just kind of, you know, treading water at the minute.
Yeah, and they've bought these studios, obviously, like Ninja Theory and who was the other one? Obsidian, was it?
Possibly. Someone bought Obsidian recently, so
I think it was Obsidian, but I might be wrong. But I mean, the studio, no, maybe it's not Obsidian. I don't know. As an RPG studio, but I don't think it was Obsidian. I think it was someone else. I might be wrong though. No, I can't think who it was. But whoever it was, I mean, you just hope the studios they've bought do something special and don't just kind of get put into this sort of machine like Rare and Lionhead and all that, and then just sort of bring out games that, well, I don't really like Sea of Thieves, but games like that, I don't know, it's not really appealing to the majority, I don't suppose. I just hope they do something special with their games, but it seems to me they've only bought these studios so that they can fill out their Game Pass offerings.
Yeah, I mean, they said they were going to stop, because obviously they've stopped doing like partnerships. So Call of Duty, they don't get exclusivity with that. Like Destiny, all these kind of big companies, they stopped. Was it last year, a couple of years ago? They said they were not doing it anymore. They weren't going to pay for kind of timed exclusives or anything like that, because they wanted to put their money into their first party stuff. And they've bought all these kind of teams and IPs and stuff, and then they've just put them into the back cat, which again is Game Pass is a fantastic thing if you want to go and play older games. It's not necessarily kind of pushing anything forward.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it does seem that that's a big focus for them, Game Pass. And it's quite interesting. I guess, what do you think of the news that it could be coming to the Nintendo Switch, but powered by a cloud? So what they might bring out games like they've brought out Minecraft obviously on Switch, and apparently they might bring out Super Lucky's Tale as an actual physical release on Switch. But apparently, if they bring Xbox Games Pass to the Nintendo Switch, then all the games would be powered via the cloud rather than being actual downloadable. Although I doubt they would be downloadable. No, they wouldn't be downloadable. They'd be powered via the cloud.
So that would do great for sales of Switches. Like, I mean, I've already got one, and I probably maybe would jump on and have a look, but it doesn't do anything to sell Xboxes in my unless you bring Nintendo titles to Xbox, and then that's a whole other kettle of fish.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that'd be quite cool, being able to play Forza on the Switch and stuff. But I imagine, like, if you were playing on Games Pass on the Switch, like, say you're playing Forza, then you'd probably need a Microsoft Live account, wouldn't you, to play it? So maybe you would have to buy Xbox Game Pass, and you'd probably need to buy Microsoft Live as well. And then if you've got a Microsoft Live account, all of a sudden you're in their ecosystem, which means if you think, oh wow, it's great getting achievements on Switch, you're in that ecosystem. So all of a sudden, when the new consoles come out, you can get a PlayStation or an Xbox, but you think, no, I might get an Xbox because I've already got achievements. So maybe that's their fault.
I don't know if achievements would ever be a big enough pull for me to stay with a particular console. I mean, I've got a fair number of platinums, but if in the next console generation Xbox looks like it's got all of the best games, then those platinums, I'm not really attached to them. They're just there. I know I'm not speaking to everyone in the world here. There's a lot of people that really care about the number of platinums they have, but I don't think that's the average gamer.
No, I don't know. I don't care. But I don't see why anyone wouldn't want a PlayStation. That's my thing.
I agree.
Why would you not want to play all Sony's really good exclusives? I mean, that even if the new Xbox does have loads of great games, I'm not going to buy a PlayStation, because then I'd miss out on even more great games. Do you know what I mean? So that's a problem.
I've just moved house, and I left my Xbox back in Essex with my mum, just as a kind of donation console, because she can use it to talk to Netflix without using a controller. And that's the best thing that I can say for the Xbox, really, other than the fact that it has Halo on it. I think for the next one to actually be a runaway success and really pull ahead of the PS4, it's got to do something so unfathomably awesome that none of us will be able to think of it in advance. Like with the PS4, I've got my PSVR, it's got Spider-Man and all of the first-party stuff that everyone goes on about, God of War and all that. All Xbox really has is the Kinect, which is a great piece of kit, but heavily underutilized, I think.
Yeah, and now it's just forgot about, isn't it?
Yeah, they forced everyone to have one, and then they kind of went, oh, no one likes it. Okay, let's get rid of it.
You don't want it anymore. The other thing, right, like, here's a bold statement. Xbox will never pull ahead of PlayStation.
They won't in the UK, not in my opinion.
Not at all. Anywhere. In the US maybe, but I mean, I'm taking worldwide sales here. It will never pull ahead of PlayStation, no matter what it does, in my opinion. Because, I mean, look at the Xbox 360. It was a better console than PS3. happily admit that. The Xbox 360 was a better console. Microsoft got it right more times than now, but like eventually Sony got its act together, and by the end of the generation, the PlayStation 3 was probably the better console, and it showed in the sales because it outsold the Xbox 360. So if Sony can mess up that badly like they did with the PS3 to begin with and still win, then how has Xbox ever got a hope of beating them in worldwide sales? The only way that they might possibly do it, and this is a long shot, is by putting Game Pass on the Switch, because if they can get in the mindset of the Japanese and kind of start stealing sales from Sony that way, because people play Xbox on the Switch, because obviously Nintendo's just amazingly popular in Japan. So if that's Microsoft's way in to Japan, getting people's mindset, then maybe all of a sudden they'll start to get a bit of luck everywhere else. But I just don't think they'll ever beat PlayStation just because of Sony's strength when it comes to the games.
So if they were to do that and say you can play the back catalogue on the Switch, and then you can play the new games, our amazing first-party exclusives that no one has ever heard of yet, you can play those on the Xbox first, and then they'll come to Game Pass after 6 months, a year, whatever. Possibly, but that is a long shot.
Exactly. I just don't see how they do it. I mean, they had great games on the Xbox 360, great exclusives. So they did. Sony had great exclusives in PlayStation 3, and although it was close, PlayStation 3 won out in the end. So I mean, I just don't see, because Sony's not going to mess up again like they did with PlayStation 3. If anything, they're going to do what they did with PS4 and do it better. And I mean, I think PS4's bloody successful and bloody brilliant console. So if they do that better, I just don't see how Xbox catches up. I just don't.
I think what Xbox need to do is abandon all hope of trying to keep pace with Sony and just go in as like a high-end machine kind of thing. So not quite your full PC next master race kind of thing, but say this is, if you want a home console that runs better, faster, etc. than the PlayStation, but you're going to have to spend twice as much on it, they can corner that kind of home cinema buyer corner of the market. They'll be fine.
Either that or just give in. Just don't release a console. Just release. Just say to Sony, look, we want to put Xbox Game Pass on PlayStation, and you'll have our games, and say to Nintendo as well. Yeah, but if they didn't have a console and they weren't competing with Sony in that respect, then maybe Sony would be more open to it. Maybe not though, because they've got PlayStation Plus, so it'd be kind of
Microsoft has too much pride to do that, I think. Yeah. Maybe in 10 years' time. I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog did eventually make his way over onto a Nintendo system, but yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the console's still worth releasing. There's still a lot of people, but I think they've sold 45 million Xbox Ones, so it's big in the mindset of Americans at least, and it's quite popular in the UK. Xbox, I think probably in America and the UK is probably the only place that really cares that much. I don't think the rest of the world's too bothered. Certainly Europe. Europe's big on Sony and PlayStation, isn't it? And Nintendo. And obviously Japan is too. So I mean, really only America and the UK care about Xbox, and it just so happens that the UK cares more about PlayStation this time round. Whereas last time round it was more sort of towards Xbox, I would say.
We're a fickle lot.
Yeah. So there you go. I don't know. I don't really know what they can do except release great games. But like I say, even then, it's not going to... I'll be happy if they release great games, because then I'll have great games on my Xbox and my PlayStation, but I'm not going to buy a PlayStation because Sony's games is just too good to miss out on.
Yeah, I think...
Sorry, go on.
Sorry. I mean, I don't, I've got an Xbox. I don't want them to fail. I would absolutely love them to come out with something to kind of get me to, as I said, I do want a One X. I really would love to have one, but there's just no reason for it at the moment. I think one thing they should change, and this isn't going to sell more consoles, is the dashboard, because it is just horrendous to navigate. It's just on the PlayStation, you load it up and everything is kind of quite easy to find, and I find with my Xbox I'm going through like 2 different menus to find my games, and it's like it's a game, or it's supposed to be a gaming console, and I'm having to navigate to find the thing that I want to play. That just seems a little bit odd.
I feel like an old man using my Xbox. I can
Yeah,
never find what I'm
I do
looking for.
agree about the menu. It's awful confusing. But the thing is, I don't think even you should buy an X, Rebecca, because with the new consoles coming out soon, there's absolutely no point.
Yeah, as I said, if Gears 5 comes out before the new console, I don't care. I'll buy one. Take my money. It's the the whole Fry meme. It's fine. If it doesn't, then I will wait. Gears of War for me is a franchise that I will happily spend the money on because I want to play it in 4K. But that is a very kind of me thing. I don't
like the multiplayer, but I absolutely love the campaigns.
Yeah, I love the horde mode, but campaign is for me. There's just something about chainsawing other people and the locust in half that is just quite satisfying.
Oh yeah, the campaigns are fantastic. I absolutely love Gears of War campaigns. I've played and completed all of them. I think the campaigns are brilliant.
I did all bar Judgment, because Judgment I didn't like it.
The active reload on Gears of War games has got to be the best thing that I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
When they make something as like all FPSs, 3PSs, any shooter game has a reload, but it's something that you don't think about. If you're in that position in real life, reloading is something that you're going to have to pay very close attention to. And the fact that they made that so tactile is the wrong word, just so integral to the game, you pay attention to how you reload your gun. It's just perfect.
And then you throw the controller when you mess it up at like the most inopportune moment. And you're like, no, I died because the stupid thing jammed.
The campaign is so good though. I don't bother with the rest of the game. That's all I play of it, the campaign. Just really like it. I'm not really bothered about the rest.
But it's those kind of things. It's these kind of games that, Gears of War isn't for everybody, but it's those kind of things that they really should be investing in. Because as I said, I will give them £450 or £400, however much the X's are now, just to play that in 4K. Sure, fine.
Oh yeah, what amazing in 4K, I would imagine.
Yeah, but stuff that's kind of third-party stuff. Yeah, I can buy like Far Cry New Dawn. I got it on PS4 because I'd rather play it on my PS4 because I prefer that as a console. So, but
that's the only reason I'd buy an Xbox for the exclusives. Because I don't play. I play every other game on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 or whatever. I'll always play all my games on PlayStation. So the only reason I'd need to on the Xbox is for the exclusives. So they like you say, they haven't really given us a good reason to upgrade from my Xbox One S to an Xbox X. There's been no reason at all, so that's why I haven't. So, okay, let's move on. Let's do the drop, because we talk about what's coming out next week. Right, the first one on the list is 8-Bit Invaders. 8-Bit Invaders is a colourful sci-fi RTS that's easy to learn and play. Control the military might of the Galactic Mine Corps or invade with savage power of the Cranoids. Collect resources, build your base, amass an army, and crush your opponents. This is one we're going to be reviewing very soon. I think it's on the list. Someone's working on it. Who's reading out the next one?
I could go for it.
The Arc Slinger, which is a VR title. That was a great start. Get your trigger finger ready for the fast-shooting VR world of the Arc Slinger. Entrusted with the mythical gun Angel Heart, you must take down the villainous Gold Smoke and his dastardly gang. Do you have what it takes to become the Arc Slinger?
Maybe.
maybe not.
That is a weird description, isn't it?
Yeah, it from the get-go, I was like, this is going to end badly.
Called Awesome Pea, and that's pea as in the garden vegetable. Awesome Pea is a classic run and jump platformer where you must help the greedy pea in his insatiable quest for gold. Dangerous dungeons, deceptively beautiful nature, hidden.
Many coins await you.
You're cutting out, Nick.
Yeah, I thought I might.
Yeah, it just
I
that.
do want to say this looks adorable. The picture that for this is the cutest thing in the world.
We're actually reviewing this game as well. A review is coming for this game, Awesome P. So look out for that. Blast Zone Tournament is a fast-paced game where fun meets explosive combat. Take on challenges in a fully loaded single-player campaign and prepare to compete in numerous multiplayer arenas. Blast your way to the top of the leaderboards. That's for PS4. Gone back here, you read the next one.
Crash Dummy is a challenging 2D platform game. Blast, burn, and freeze your way through each level. Jump long distances and do some stylish ninja action wall runs in this story-driven adventure with a unique set of endearing characters.
You just remind me of that song there, remember? Nobody probably remembers it.
No,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Crash Test Dummies. You not heard of the band Crash Test Dummies?
No.
No.
You need to look that
Sorry.
up then.
I did play a game called Crash Dummy way back when Newgrounds was a thing. It may or may not still be a thing, but I don't think it's a thing anymore.
That's going to annoy me now. You're going to need to look them up. Crash Test Dummies, and I think the song is.
Note.
I think the song is called. But I don't
Oh,
know.
that's true.
You'll listen to it. It's a pretty cool song. That's going to be stuck in my head now. I think it's called. Yeah, it is called that.
Yeah. And the thumbnail on Vivo is
There was a kid.
wonderful. Once there was a kid who. That one.
Got into an accident, couldn't go to school. Yeah, that one. That's a cool song.
This isn't on Spotify. I'm going to be upset.
I have never listened to that. It's pretty.
Oh, here we
I
go.
don't know if that was a one-hit
Oh, wow.
wonder. It might have been a one-hit wonder. I'm sure they're from Canada.
Based on the picture, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Okay, what's the next one, Nick? We
The
got
next
distracted.
Is Creepy Road with a really, really creepy picture on the front of it. The world has gone mad. Hordes of enemies lie between Flint Trucker and his beloved Angelina. Only his courage and a shotgun will help him reach home and save his one true love. Go get him, Flint. I don't know what to think of
Dead
that.
or Alive 6. You know what that is, so I won't bore reading it out. You know what Dead or Alive 6 is? It's the one where they fight and women jump up and down.
Team Ninja made a game.
Yeah. Next.
Death Coming is a non-linear puzzle game where you must harvest human souls, Final Destination style. However, pesky mortals are not your only problem, as the Agents of Light will do everything they can to stop you. Not anything they can, everything they can to stop you. This looks like Habbo Hotel from the picture. Like, I know it's not, but that's got the kind of vibe to it, and I kind of want to play it.
Bizarre and fantastic.
Yeah, the picture's quite cool looking, actually. That one.
Yeah, code for that, Jay. Someone is going to love that. Now, next one.
Hold on, is somebody typing or bashing their head off a table or something? Because that's what it sounds like.
That was me tapping the down button so I can move on to the next one. I will do it more quietly. I'm sorry, listeners.
Yeah.
There's a lot of doom in this drop today, isn't there?
There is.
The next one is Deponia Doomsday. Can you change Deponia's fate? Do you have what it takes to change Rufus's past, present, and future without accidentally destroying the whole planet? Fight time itself in this action-packed platypus tactic and insanely hilarious story. That is the hardest thing I've had to read out in a long time.
Yeah, say that 3 times fast.
What does platypus-tastic mean?
I'm hoping it means there's platypuses. I'm looking at the picture and I can't seem to see one, and it's very upsetting.
No.
No,
I'm very
I can't
confused.
either.
There's some kind of elephant with 4 eyes and a saw.
Yeah, possibly. Serrated knife of some kind.
Yeah.
The next game is Dirt Rally 2. I'm not going to need that out again because you know what it is. But I thought that was out already because we reviewed it so long ago. But obviously it's out this week. So there you go.
So the deluxe edition was out Friday. The standard is out on Tuesday.
There you go.
The more you know. Every day's a school day. I feel like you're just copping out on these, Joe. You're making us read and you're skipping them. What is that?
Oh, it's just, don't know. Sometimes it's about oh, I can't bother.
So we have, that's a good thing to be having. Another more Doom, so Doom and Destiny. 4 nerds, you've had me at nerds, there we go. Drawn into a fantasy world and mistaken for heroes, have to battle their way through a massive, crazy adventure and defeat a preposterous villain. Journey through an unpredictable story filled with parodies and cameos. This is Doom and Destiny, the flying spaghetti fantasy adventure. And it does actually say that. I'm not just that. Yep.
Then
It does. I think those are just words.
They actually
I
are.
think they are.
For a second, I was like, "Am I reading that right?" No, I am. Okay.
They're just talking rubbish. Go on, Nick. What's next?
Thimble. That's Fimbul. Thimble combines intense Viking battles with a deep story that unfolds through in-game comics to bring the frozen world of the Norse sagas to life. Immerse yourself in the blistering winter preceding Ragnarok, the Thimble Winter.
Here we go then. Mine's a VR game. It's called Honor and Duty D-Day. Honor and Duty D-Day takes place during D-Day landing in World War II. Play TDM of domination in 32 player matches, drive tanks, jeeps and trucks in a large open world as you search for the enemy. There we go. Oh wait, you don't need to read out the description for this next one.
No, but I want to.
Yeah, you can
So
then.
this is Lego Movie, the video game too. Now, before I explain this one, I would like everyone listening, and you guys after you listen to the podcast, to go on and listen to the main song from this movie. It's something about getting stuck in your head, and it's the most irritating but fantastic song.
If I listen to it, it's going to get stuck in my head again.
I'm going to send you it. You're listening to it. I don't care. But
okay, make sure you listen to
Bricksburg
Crash
is in
Test
ruins.
Dummies first, though.
Yeah. Bricksburg is in ruins, and Emmett's. Hey, I'm trying to read something, guys. Bricksburg is in ruins, and Emmett's friends have been taken. Team up with Emmett and a host of heroic characters to save their friends from the strange inhabitants of the Star system. Journey into outer space. Discover new worlds and test your master building skills.
Right, movie 2.
I mean, I'll probably play it because it's a Lego game.
All right. Right, what's next?
Is I don't know how I'm going to pronounce this. Nier Automata, game of the Yorha edition. YORHA.
That's how I'd go for it, but I'm not 100% sure.
The Nier Automata game of the Yorha edition includes DLC and bonus content for the full experience of the award-winning post-apocalyptic action RPG. It's basically Nier Automata game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
game of the year, that's a joke. That's what I'm thinking, yeah. Well, not everyone can like it, I suppose.
I've not played it, but it's been on my list for basically forever.
I think it's boring.
I have it. I just haven't actually got around to it yet, which can be said for a lot of games.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother. Pick-a-Pix classic. The popular picture crossword series goes back to basics. Pick-a-Pix is a picture logic game, sometimes known as Picross, Nonogram, or Hanji, where whimsical pixel art pictures are created by solving puzzles. Sound-driven.
Remilore. Remilore is a roguelite anime-style adventure set in a colourful fantasy world. Features single-player story mode, 2-player co-op mode, 200+ weapons, upgradable spells, procedurally generated levels, loads of unlockables, and more. Lots of commas in that description.
Certainly is.
Also, it looks like your book is kind of a cat.
Because
there's got to be a cat somewhere in all of these games.
It looks quite cute, actually. It's the kind of game that I would probably be like, oh, this looks amazing, I'll play it. And then I play an hour and go, no, I don't like this.
Cool. Our next one is Stellaris Console Edition. So some of you may know what this is. I have not. There's a picture on the front of it that has a bird with 4 eyes. It's really, really creepy and hard to look away from. The description says, I was going to scroll down so I don't have to look at that. Paradox Development Studio is bringing the grand strategy genre to consoles for the first time ever with Stellaris Console Edition. Featuring the same deep strategic gameplay, rich and diverse alien races, and emergent storytelling, Stellaris Console Edition puts the complexity of the galaxy at your thumbsticks.
Not sure about that one. Right, Summer Funland for PSVR. Get ready for awesome VR experience that is the Summer Funland. A crazy roller coaster, hilarious minigames, an incredibly fast motorcycle ride through Gotham, underwater voyage and space trip. There's never a dull moment in Summer Funland. There we go.
Sounds riveting.
Mm-hmm.
So, Toe Jam and Earl back in the groove. The iconic 90s duo is back in the groove with all new presents to help them navigate this whack planet Earth and retrieve all the lost pieces to the Rap Master rocket. Team up for co-op play to discover secret locations, hidden presents, and new friends.
We've got a review for this one coming as well. I'm not sure really what Toe Jam and Earl is. I sort of know it, but don't know it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know of it.
I remember it from my childhood. I just got a text from Bucker of that really weird bird. It's now huge on my phone screen. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Toe Jam and Earl, I never really watched it as a kid. I remember my mates used to enjoy it, but it's just a bit weird.
That is one weird looking bird.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, it really sounds like you're on a roller coaster. Yeah, I think he's doing a podcast from a roller coaster.
Could quite well be.
Next
So often
week
I
on
just keep
SquareXO.
hearing this.
Right, our next one is Trials Rising, which is a game that I've actually been looking forward to playing. So we will at
Good,
some
you
point
can
have to
review
see
it then.
Yeah, get me a code. I'll be more than happy to. Explore over-the-top action and physics-bending motorcycle racing in Trials Rising, the latest edition of the Trials franchise. All new features, more competitions, and more tracks mean new challenges. It's basically just another Trials game, but yay, another Trials game.
Right,
The tagline for that is "Eat dirt, taste victory," and I just love it.
Yeah.
This next one sounds a bit weird. PSVR Vertigo Go Home. Vertigo Home. Don't know why I said Vertigo. Because it looks like Vertigo, that's why. So Vertigo Home. That's how I should have said it. That's perfect. Vertigo Home. I'm sure I said that right in the first place. Vertigo Home is an endless runner set in a 90s space western universe. Fly through and above a tunnel that you steer with your head to avoid collisions with bizarre and dangerous obstacles. This is VR. The doors of perception are open.
I think the problem with this is that everyone's just going to think of Hillary Clinton saying Pokemon Go to the polling station, and no one will ever take the game seriously as a result.
No, not me. I don't pay attention to politics. That's above my pay grade to be bothered paying attention to that nonsense.
So coming up, we have Game of the Year, The Walking Vegetables Radical Edition. Because the original was not radical enough, guys. The world is under attack from vegetables turned evil by dastardly aliens. Answer the call and take up arms to defend the planet. Buy weapons, develop your skills, and roam the city from city to city to take out waves of evil veggie monsters. Joe, what have you done?
Don't know. What have I done? What?
I just because you're vegetarian, I was trying to be funny, but that's okay. It clearly was not.
I didn't get it. Sorry, over my head that one.
Okay, that's fine.
Go on then, Nick. You can have the honour of reading the last one.
Yeah. Moving swiftly onwards, War Tile. Experience a living, breathing tabletop video game that invites the player into a miniature universe full of small adventures. It is set in beautifully handcrafted diorama battle boards inspired by Norse mythology to honour the Vikings.
Nothing wrong with a bit of Norse mythology now and again.
There's a lot of that at the minute.
The art on it looks really, really reminiscent of the Planeswalker from Magic the Gathering, Garrick, when he was doing his whole Chandelier, I'm now a baddie thing. If anyone gets that reference. If not, go and play Magic. It's a really good game.
Yeah, I used to play Magic when I was a bit younger. We played the card game with my friends. That was quite fun. I think I played it. Because when we went up to Glasgow a few years ago, my friend still plays it. So I went round his house and he's going, "Oh, let's have a game of this." I completely forgot what I was doing. So it never really came back to me. I just had a go though. But it was quite fun. But it took me a while to kind of figure out how to play it again. There was a game of that, wasn't there? That was okay.
There's a new one that's been released on the PC recently called Magic Arena.
But
Which,
they've not released the thingy one, the on the console version. There's no console.
No,
version.
we've been nagging them to bring it to console and Mac and everything else, but at the moment, the phone is the one that we really, really want. I say we, as in everyone that plays Magic the Gathering. But if you have a PC and you're vaguely curious / you like playing Pokemon cards, give Magic Arena a shot. It's free to play, so why not?
Is it just like the normal Magic game, is it?
It is, yeah, but it only takes cards from the last, I want to say, 12 to 15 months of the game. Just because it's a new thing, and putting in the tens of thousands of Magic cards in existence into that would just be unreal.
Man, I wish I had so many I had loads of cards and that is kind of probably first edition as well. It'd probably be worth a fortune now.
Yep.
In the bin.
A first edition Black Lotus is, you're looking at several tens of thousands of pounds. You can buy a car for that, for the one credit card sized piece of cardboard. It is unreal.
My cards would have been worth a fortune. I had these ones called doppelgangers. They were cool, I loved them. But I bet they were quite rare as well. But
yeah, that card's been reprinted since the value of the card has gone down quite a lot. Man, if you're curious about that really expensive card, look up Black Lotus. I've just Googled it on Google Shopping. There's one going for £8,000. There's one going for £191,000. So
I'll need to look that up now and see if I had one of them. They're all in the bin, to be fair. Either that or they're in the loft and I'm rich. But no, I don't.
Hopefully the latter, mate.
Yeah, hopefully.
I don't recognise that one. See, that is the cards I had, that edition. That's what they looked like.
Alpha, yeah.
So that's a bit annoying. But I don't know if I had that particular one, but I certainly had plenty of them. Jeez, what a complete nightmare. That's why you should never throw stuff in the bin. And you've got now,
especially if it's made of cardboard.
Yeah. And you've got now, keep it for another 20 years just in case. You never know. You never know. Okay, right. We better wrap up soon. But let's play a quick game. We'll play the same game we played last week. What was that? I just choose a letter and you need to name 5 games from it. That's right, isn't it? Okay then.
Yeah, but Nick goes first this week because I went first last week.
Okay then.
I'm staring at a blank wall here instead of my game shelf because I moved house on Wednesday, so you're at a distinct advantage here.
Okay. I'm staring at like my kitchen, so it's fine.
Right, Nick, the letter is B.
Did we have that last week?
We had that last week.
Did
yeah.
we?
Oh, you want to pick another letter, or I think that's the letter that you gave me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Oh well then. C then. Oh, that's quite an easy one. C.
Can you give me that in the NATO alphabet because you keep breaking it up? What's
C.
that in the phonetic alphabet? Charlie.
Yeah. Remember, you only have 10 seconds.
My mind goes blank. Damn, I can't think of a single game beginning with C. Clank, as in Ratchet and Clank. No, I've got absolutely nothing. Why am I blanking? No, pass. Hard pass.
I just gave you 20 seconds there.
Backer, you've got to get one to beat me.
What about Call of Duty?
Crackdown.
Yeah. See, I didn't play Crackdown. It's just
Catherine. I thought that was an easy one. I'm thinking, no, there's so many we see. Oh well, he couldn't handle the pressure.
No, don't, because now I'm going to be like.
Right, yours back at is N. N for November. N. Right.
Need for Speed, Rivals, Need for Speed, Payback.
You know what I want.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, one's all I need to win, and now I can't think of any other game. Nier. Oh my god, this is horrible.
Right. And the listeners are at home just screaming into their phones. What about that game that I love so much?
Yep, that one game.
Okay, your time's up now. That's
I still won, it's fine.
Absolutely useless. What about No Man's Sky?
Oh yeah, see, like this is so easy when you're not. Like I thought of 3 on Nick's letter, and for me, I was like, my brain just was like,
it's easy when I'm staring at the No Man's Sky steelbook on my shelf.
Where are my games? Have I got? I can't even see them from here, to be fair.
Okay, I need a shot of that next week, see if I do any better.
Sounds good.
We can pick you a letter.
Okay, that's fair. Right, pick me a letter then. Give me 20 seconds.
G
Right.
for golf.
Golf. Golf story. Thanks for giving me a hint. That was good. Golf story. G's quite a. Oh, G's a bugger.
Time's up. There you go.
Already?
Yeah,
that
10
He gave us
seconds is
20
short.
seconds.
Oh, man.
So you're
I
on
got another
you're
10
14,
seconds.
16,
God of War?
17.
God of War?
Not,
Cool.
Grand Theft Auto, like the biggest game
Grand
in the
Theft
world.
Auto. Grand Theft Auto, that's true.
How did I
Thanks.
miss Crash Bandicoot?
Oh,
Hindsight, right?
You said
2020.
Quank as well, so you would think, oh, Crash.
Mm,
That's quite hard, that game, isn't it?
it is, isn't it?
right.
Taste of your own medicine.
God of War, and I couldn't think. It was a blank after that. Golf Story, God of War.
Mm.
Gran Turismo.
Yep.
Oh. Right, we need to try that again. If you'd give me any other letter, I'd have done better.
Next week, I'm just going to have Steam running in the background. I'll
I
hit the
know.
letter and I just read alphabetically everything on my Steam library. It'll be amazing.
But that's
I mean,
cheating.
I'm not going to do that. That's definitely not cheating.
Hmm.
Okay, I think that's us then. I think we're all gone mad.
Yeah. It's been a long week.
It really has.
Okay, everyone, thanks for joining us. Back next week for episode 95. Getting ever closer to episode 100. And yeah, make sure to check out the website. There's loads of reviews. There'll be loads more coming. Loads more coming. I think there's at least another 12 still to come that I know of, and then there's all the ones that I don't know of that will probably happen soon. The codes that just arrive that you didn't realise were coming. But yeah, loads on the website. Check it out. And we'll be back next time. Leave a nice review, all those good things that you do to make sure people know about podcasts. And we'll see you next time. Thanks now. Bye.